So, one of the key aspects of marketing your film is, of course, making a film poster. At its core, making a poster is about just communicating very simply with your potential audience what your film is about without them having seen a single frame of the film. But what are the key components that make up a good poster, I hear you ask? And how exactly do you sum up your whole film in a single image? Well, don't worry, in this video I will be answering those questions and taking you on a journey of how we made the poster for my indie sci-fi feature film comedy, Gardener's Planet. So, just some background for the film in case you don't know. Gardener's Planet is an indie sci-fi feature film comedy about a TV gardener who discovers that the people whose garden he's working for aren't actually humans but are actually aliens here to take over, and he has to stop them before it's too late. The film started kind of as a homage to Bad Taste, but as we went through production, we pivoted more towards the Mars Attacks kind of style. So here's the final image now. It's a mix of alien invasion and domestic suburbia. The idea is that it kind of mixes B-movie sci-fi with dark comedy with quite a good helping of absurdity. The goal with the poster was just to make it in a contemporary way, but obviously still to try and keep the pulp sensibilities of the film. So now let's dive into the making of this beast. So as many things have changed in the film industry, the film poster and the purpose of the poster hasn't changed all that much from then to now in 2025. Film poster needs to essentially do three things. It needs to attract attention, it needs to tell the audience something about the film, and it also needs to look professional. And the film posters that succeed are the ones that can do these things most effectively. And the way I think you do those three things successfully is by combining the two key elements of the film poster, which is the information with the art. And the film posters that can combine these two elements most successfully are the ones which have the most amount of impact. Also, thinking about the content of the poster from even the writing and the filming stage is really important, I think, because the earlier you're thinking about marketing and your poster, the better, because what's going to be on your poster, that's what your film is going to be about in the mind of your audience. And I'm a big believer in creating imagery from an earliest stage as possible and sharing that online with your audience really as early as possible, because the earlier you're thinking about marketing, the more chance your film has of succeeding. So the original poster I made was made in August of 2022 with our original title of the film, A Season in Hell. The image of the house wasn't something I had ever initially planned on using. We had been to a number of houses trying to get permission to film, but when I first went to visit this house that we had gotten permission for, and when I was walking around the front of it for the first time, seeing if it would work, I was immediately, struck by how kind of bold it was and how it kind of stood out against the landscape. And I guess I was just thinking then, oh, this could be an interesting visual element. But at that stage, using the house in any kind of marketing material, that was still only ever a temporary thing. So this poster, like I say, was made in pre-production. It was made before we shot anything, and it was just made so we could create some Facebook and Instagram pages and provide some artwork to the cast as we did casting to try and give them a sense of the tone and some of what the subject matter would be about of the film. And like I say, this was made before we'd shot a single frame of footage, just to create awareness again. And we did use the exterior of the house during the filming a lot as well, in drone shots, during the day, in bright sunshine, and also in fog. And it always added a lot of production value, I feel, whenever we shot it. So yeah, we definitely, I think, chose the right house for the film. So after shooting Block 2 in 2023, I did capture this image. It was one of the last things we shot in Block 2, and there was just a lot of cool kind of natural fog coming in from the sea. And I took this image for the film, but we ended up using it kind of as a still, and we used Photoshop to expand it, and we used that as a Facebook banner. And I think if we had ever done a poster with people in it, it would have probably come pretty close to this image, because I really love the blue and the red light and how it looks really dramatic and mysterious. But it's very hard to use film stills from the image and put them in a poster in a kind of way that looks organic and natural and really works. So I don't think this is as effective as our main image, but again, it was just a nice little image to put out there and put our title beside it for a while. So I suppose our biggest mistake was not getting, a professional stills photographer on board. A stills photographer can be kind of a standard thing that you bring in a professional photographer on key days where you're maybe doing action things or things that might be appropriate for the poster. But it's not always possible to do that. We didn't have the money to hire a stills photographer for a day or a number of days. And I think I also felt that, I always knew, I think instinctively, that the poster was going to have the aliens. If you're doing a drama film, of course, you have the actors in it, 1, 2, 3. But this is a commercial sci-fi comedy. So, of course, we're going to have the aliens front and center of the poster. And while there was always a question of how we were going to do the aliens, I think in my head, the aliens were always going to be on the poster. So, that's how I justified, I guess, not having a photographer on board. And it made sense to me then, and it still makes sense to me now.
So this was the basis for the poster, the last image that we shot in Block 4 in 2024, November 2024, a year ago. So we're taking that image into Photoshop just as a still, cropping it, getting rid of the background, the telegraph poles, and then just using generative AI to expand the grass, because the grass became a really cool, powerful, and kind of sinister character in the poster. So it was cool to kind of expand that and give it more of a character than I was obviously able to get it on the day with the black magic. And then just warping that, because the film is called Gardener's Planet, so we're trying to get that globe effect and to see that curvature. Then just bring in the sky, bring in the blacks. There's probably a better way of doing this in terms of being able to cut a hole in it, but I just put 4 bits of black, one the bottom, one the top, one the left and the right. And then so the poster is obviously a combination of the practical house, really shot on location, and then the CGI alien that was done motion capture in my bedroom. And the alien is actually made up of 2 different moments, 1 the hand and 2 the head. And so you can see the hand going in there first and now the head going in there, just from 2 different poses, 2 different lines of dialogue, and 1 the spaceship scenes. I was originally going to do another kind of pose of motion capture for the poster, but I thought this worked pretty well. I think his eye line is a little bit off, but I think we get away with it. And then just doing the warp effect here for the kind of alien beam down on the house, adding some blur effects and a bit of glow outside of it. And then just increasing the exposure on the house, because you do want the eye to go to that. And I didn't do it here in the video, but I also adjusted the exposure and colors on the alien and the hand as well, and that just added a bit of blur to the sky and adjusted some of the colors there as well. So yeah, really pleased with it. Good fun. So in the end, our final poster has kind of come back to bad taste, which is pretty cool considering that was where the film originally started. The black border is pretty classical and serves a purpose of kind of separation between the text and the image, so I guess it's more functional than creative maybe. But I do like the hand coming out over the black here too. That adds an element of absurdity and chaos, and obviously I took that from the bad taste poster too.
So when you're creating a poster digitally, in this case in Photoshop, it can be all too tempting and all too easy just throw in a load of assets and just see what sticks. But actually I think the secret to making a good poster is actually to choose as less as possible. So when you're on set and making a film, to me at least, depth of field is everything, or at least a very key part of filmmaking in terms of communicating to your audience what is and isn't important. But when you're just putting in a number of artificial assets unrelated to each other in terms of the time and the day that they were captured, it's very easy to create a very flat, unappealing image. So like I was saying, the first thing is to put in as few assets as possible. And even if you try and create a bit of depth then artificially by maybe adding in a little bit of blur, it still doesn't read as real depth. It still reads as false, at least to me. So really the key thing to focus on when you're making a poster is actually scale, is what you should be focusing on. And this poster is all about scale, the big alien and the small house, that tells the whole story of the poster. So the main colors of the poster are like black and green, and then the red font stands out really well. And the black and green does suggest, at least to me, mystery, danger and sci-fi. Then the font is red, that obviously pops out well. against the black, and I like the kind of distressed font that I finally found after going through a lot of fonts. It's supposed to be kind of a nod, the font, to like Roger Corman and Grindhouse, so I like that. Just a little bit of danger. And the exclamation mark is fun as well, you know, that's obviously there on purpose. It's campy, it's fun. I didn't want to lose that sense either. That was to me the challenge of the poster. You know, it's a sci-fi comedy. We still have a threat, we still have danger, but we want to combine them in the film as entertaining a way as possible, and also combine them in the poster in intelligent a way as possible, one that reads easy enough on the eye. And the exclamation mark is a good giveaway to that kind of campy, fun style that we tried to capture in the film. And that's supposed to be a nod, you know, to old 1950s movies like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman and It Came From Outer Space. So I've really worked hard to make the YouTube videos an integral part of the marketing campaign. So it obviously made sense to include that in the poster as much as possible, hence the QR code at the bottom of it. Really, anyone who is interested in the film, I'm trying to funnel them straight here to the YouTube page, because that helps the film build up awareness, and it also helps me as an artist build up an awareness. I don't consider myself, you know, a great designer or an expert at Photoshop or anything, but I do think as well, having made the posters or having made the thumbnails for all these YouTube videos over the last year, that definitely has made me a better designer. So yes, we have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of the poster. I would love to know genuinely what you think. I'm really happy with the poster overall. Like I say, I think it's a cool, fun, slightly absurd image that will hopefully give people a laugh when they immediately first see it, but also give them a sense of what the film is about as well. Next thing we'll be doing is pushing into the trailer, which is really exciting to share with you guys as well. A lot of work has gone into that. So we're really pushing hard and heavy into the marketing now, which is great to be finally at that stage, to be honest, because it's taken so long to get here. But in the meantime, if you haven't, please do like and subscribe to the channel. That would make a big difference to me. And we'll be back with another video very soon.